About BMW. With its headquarters in Munich, Bavaria, Germany, Bayerische Motorenwerk AG, also known as BMW, is a multinational German producer of luxury cars and motorbikes. The company was established in 1916 to develop airplane engines, which it did from 1917 to 1918 and once more from 1933 to 1945. BMW, Mini, and Rolls-Royce are the brands used to advertise automobiles, and BMW Motorrad is used to promote motorbikes. With 2,279,503 vehicles manufactured in 2017, BMW ranked as the 14th largest automaker in the world. The firm has a long history in motorsport, particularly in touring cars, sports cars, and the Isle of Man TT. In addition to producing cars in Germany, Brazil, China, India, Mexico, the Netherlands, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and the United States, BMW has its headquarters in Munich. Following investments made by the brothers Herbert and Harold Quandt in 1959 that kept the business from going bankrupt, the Quandt family has been a longtime shareholder of the company, with the remainder shares being owned by the public float. Gustav Otto created the Otto Flugmaschinenfabrik in 1910 in Bavaria. The company changed its name to Bayerische Flugzeugwerk AG on March 7, 1916. In 1922, this business adopted the name Bayerische Motorenwerk, BMW. However, Karl Rapp formed the first corporation to use the name in 1913, which is when the word BMW first appeared, initially as Rapp Motorenwerk GmbH. In 1922, Rapp Motorenwerk surrendered the name to Bayerische Flugzeugwerk, which also acquired the rights to produce engines under the Rapp Motorenwerk brand. The BMW EA straight-six aircraft engine was the company's first creation, and it was created by engineer Max Friz in the spring of 1917. BMW continued to operate after World War I was over by making motorcycle engines, farm equipment, household goods, and railroad brakes. In 1923, the business built its first motorbike, the BMW R32. In 1928, BMW acquired Fahrzeugfabrik Eisenach, which at the time produced Austin 7s under license under the Dixie brand, turning it into an automobile factory. Following BMW's acquisition of the automaker Automobilwerk Eisenach, the first vehicle offered under the BMW name was a rebadged Dixie known as the BMW. BMW increased its selection to include sports cars and larger luxury vehicles throughout the 1930s. BMW's primary products would be automobiles, motorbikes, and aircraft engines up until World War II. In defiance of the director Franz Joseph Popp, citation needed, BMW focused on manufacturing aircraft engines throughout the war, employing up to 40,000 slaves. These were mainly captives from concentration camps, Dachau being the most notable. Automobile production ended completely, however motorcycle production continued as a subsidiary business. Heavy bombing of BMW's plants occurred throughout the conflict, and after the war, production of motor cars and airplanes was forbidden at the company's remaining West German sites. Once more, the company made bicycles, pots, and pans to survive. BMW resumed making motorcycles in 1948. The BMW 501 luxury saloon marked the return of BMW to the Bavarian automobile industry in 1952. In 1955, the variety of vehicles was increased by the unauthorized production of the less expensive Isetta microcar. BMW was in considerable financial problems due to slow sales of luxury vehicles and low profit margins from microcars, and rival Daimler-Benz came dangerously close to acquiring the business in 1959. Herbert Quandt and Harold Quandt made a significant investment in BMW, which allowed the business to continue operating independently. German businessman Gunther Quandt, the father of the Quandt family, was well known. Quandt became a member of the Nazi Party in 1933 and amassed wealth by producing weapons and batteries for the German Wehrmacht. Better source is required. Many of his businesses were taken from Jewish owners by force with no payment. As many as 50,000 slaves were employed across at least 3 of his businesses. He maintained a concentration camp on the premises of one of his battery plants, complete with gallows. The average lifespan of a worker was 6 months. Although Quandt and BMW were not closely associated during the war, Herbert Quandt was able to purchase BMW thanks to money his father accumulated during the Nazi regime. The BMW 700 was a hit and helped the business get better. The BMW New Class compact sedans were introduced in 1962, and this marked the start of BMW's status as a top producer of sporty vehicles. BMW increased its selection by introducing coupe and premium sedan variants throughout the 1960s. The BMW 3 Series compact sedans, BMW 6 Series luxury coupes, and BMW 7 Series large luxury sedans were all debuted after the BMW 5 Series midsize sedan line in 1972. In 1978, the BMW M division unveiled a mid-engine supercar as its debut road vehicle. The BMW M5 and BMW M3 came after this, in 1984 and 1986 respectively. BMW debuted its first V12 engine in the 750i luxury vehicle in 1986 as well. In 1994, the business bought the Rover Group, but the takeover failed and caused BMW to suffer significant financial losses. BMW sold off the majority of the Rover brands in 2000, keeping just the Mini brand. Vickers plc sold BMW the rights to the Rolls-Royce name in 1998. The company's entry into the SUV sector came with the 1999 BMW X5, while the 1995 BMW Z3 added a mass-produced 2-seat roadster to the lineup. The first modern mass-produced turbocharged petrol engine was introduced in 2006. From 1973 to 1975, BMW built 1672 units of a turbocharged M10 engine for the BMW 2002 Turbo, with most engines switching over to turbocharging over the 2010s. The first hybrid BMW was the 2010 BMW Active Hybrid 7. And BMW's first mass-production electric car was the BMW i3 City car, which was released in 2013. From 1968 to 1972, BMW built 2 battery electric BMW 1602 Electro Saloons for the 1972 Olympic Games. 10. After many years of establishing a reputation for sporting rear-wheel drive cars, BMW's first front-wheel drive car was the 2014 BMW 2 Series Active Tourer Multi-Purpose Vehicle, MPV. According to BMW's January 2021 announcement, the COVID-19 pandemic's effects and the restrictions caused an 8.4% decline in sales in 2020. However, BMW saw a 3.2% increase in client demand in the fourth quarter of 2020. The final BMW series production vehicle to be powered by a V12 engine will be the new limited edition M760 Li X-Drive, which will be unofficially dubbed the final V12 and unveiled on January 18. BMW and Toyota plan to start selling their jointly created hydrogen fuel cell vehicles in 2025. The company's BMW R1200 GS mode served as the wrapped motorinwork corporate, which included a black ring containing the company name encircling the company emblem. 23. On a plinth, a horse's head coupe evolved into the circular blue and white BMW logo or roundel. Wrap's black ring containing the company name was kept by BMW, but a circular escutcheon bearing a quasi-heraldic allusion to the coat of arms and flag of the Free State of Bavaria was added as the. After World War I, BMW started making bikes, then motorcycle engines. 36. BMW Motorrad is the current name of their motorbike division. The R32 was their first successful motorbike after the failures of the Helios and Fling, though production really started in 1921. This was powered by a Boxer twin engine, which projects a cylinder into the airstream from each side of the vehicle. Up until the early 1980s, all of their motorcycles had this characteristic design, with the exception of their single-cylinder versions, which essentially followed the same pattern. This configuration, referred to as the R series, is still used in the production of many BMW vehicles. Since 1969, the whole BMW motorcycle manufacturing has been done at the company's Berlin Spandau facility. BMW created the BMW R75 motorbike during World War II with a motorized sidecar added. When paired with a locking differential, the vehicle was particularly capable off-road. The K-Series, which has 3 or 4 cylinders positioned in a straight line from front to back and has shaft drive but water-cooled, was introduced in 1982. The chain-driven F and G series with single and parallel twin Rotax engines were introduced by BMW shortly after. BMW modified the Airhead Boxer engine, also known as the Oilhead, towards the beginning of the 1990s. The Oilhead engine featured 2 spark plugs per cylinder in 2002. A built-in balance shaft was introduced in 2004, and the R1200 GS's performance was improved to 75 kilowatts, 101 horsepower, from 63 kilowatts, 84 horsepower, on the R1150 GS. The engine's size was raised to 1,170 cc, 71 cu in. The R1100S and R1200S both feature more potent oilhead engine types that produce 73 and 91 kilowatts, 98 and 122 horsepower, respectively. BMW made a change when it unveiled the new potassium sulfide sports bike in 2004. It was lighter than earlier K models and had an engine that produced 125 kilowatts, 168 horsepower, which was a result of the company's collaboration with the Williams F1 team. A Hossick-style front fork that BMW calls Dualaver and electrically adjustable front and rear suspension are 2 innovations. Beginning in the late 1980s, BMW fitted anti-lock brakes on their production motorcycles. Electronic stability control, or anti-skid technology, was introduced later in the 2007 model year thanks to the generation of anti-lock brakes seen on BMW bikes manufactured in 2006 and later. BMW was a motorcycle suspension design pioneer, adopting telescopic front suspension much before the majority of other manufacturers. They then changed to an Earl's fork with swinging fork front suspension, 1955 to 1969. The majority of contemporary BMWs have a single-sided rear swingarm design, compare with the regular swinging fork, usually, and wrongly, called swinging arm. The telelever front suspension system, another distinctive BMW feature, became popular in the early 1990s. The telelever considerably lessens dip when braking, just as the Earl's fork. On January 31, 2013, BMW Group announced that Pure Industry AG has acquired Husqvarna motorcycles for an unknown sum that would not be disclosed in the future by either party. Stefan Pure is the CEO of the business, CEO of KTM. KTM and Husqvarna are owned entirely by Pure Industry AG. With the aim of leveraging the technology to help increase road safety, BMW Motorrad announced a new self-driving motorcycle in September 2018.